Good afternoon, Vancouver. I'm Mayor Ann McEnerny-Ogle, and today is Thursday, August 19th. Thank you to Jeb Baldridge and Sarah Deca-Walter, our American Sign Language interpreters. This week, the alarming surge in COVID cases continues. Nearly 1,200 additional cases were reported this week in Clark County, bringing our current COVID case rate to 288 per 100,000 residents over the last 2 weeks. And that's quadruple our case numbers from just 1 month ago. Hospitalization rates are also increasing and are now nearing the highs reached in December and January. While this news can feel crushing, you can be confident in the fact that vaccines are still an incredibly effective and safe first line of defense against this deadly virus. While breakthrough cases can occur in those who are vaccinated, symptoms are less serious and outcomes are less lethal. The rise in cases locally is largely occurring among those who are not yet vaccinated, accounting for nearly 97% of Clark County's cases through June. Moreover, 95% of people hospitalized with COVID-19 through July 24th were not fully vaccinated. Despite this compelling evidence, 43% of Clark County residents have not yet been vaccinated. With virus activity rising and hospitals getting busier, it's more important than ever to roll up your sleeve and get the shot. Don't have reliable transportation to get a vaccine appointment, or free or discounted rides are available. So call the state COVID-19 information hotline or Community in Motion to request a ride. And if you're hesitant about the safety of the vaccine, consider talking to your doctor about your concerns. Next, more news on vaccine eligibility. This week, the CDC announced that certain people who are moderately to severely immunocompromised can now get a third dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. While the vaccines continue to be very effective, emerging data suggests that people with certain conditions, such as those being treated for tumors or blood cancers, organ transplant recipients taking medication to suppress their immune systems, and others, may not always build the same level of immunity as people who are not immunocompromised. View a full list of those who are eligible for a third booster dose at the link on the screen. And because we know many parents may be feeling anxious as they prepare to send their children back to school this fall, there is some news on protecting those in education settings. On Tuesday, Governor Inslee announced a vaccination requirement for employees working in kindergarten through 12th grade, most childcare and early learning, and higher education. K through 12 educators, school staff, coaches, bus drivers, school volunteers, and others working in school facilities will have until October 18th to be fully vaccinated as a condition of employment. To learn more about the new requirement, see the link on the screen. Parents should also know that vaccines are currently being tested for safety and efficacy in children ages 2 and up. The result may lead to the FDA authorizing one or more COVID-19 vaccines for younger kids in the coming months. This week, Governor Inslee also announced that masks will once again be required indoors starting Monday, August 23rd, regardless of your vaccination status. The mask mandate will apply to most public places across the state, including restaurants, grocery stores, malls, and public-facing offices. There will be limited exceptions when face coverings won't be required, such as office spaces not easily accessible to the public, where individuals are vaccinated, and when working alone indoors or in a vehicle with no public face-to-face interaction. As our vaccination efforts continue to ramp up, we all must take this additional step to help slow the spread of COVID in our community. Wearing a mask helps to protect yourself and each other. Here at the city, we continue to follow the guidance of local public health experts and the available science data as we make decisions about reopening and expanding in-person service hours. We're committed to keeping our community healthy and safe, while also ensuring our services and the work of your city government remain open and accessible. Effective this week, prior to the governor's mandate, the city began requiring the use of facial coverings for all our employees when working around others. As I mentioned in previous updates, the city's permit center and customer service desk here at City Hall are open with limited hours on Mondays and Wednesdays. While we had planned to expand these hours to include Fridays starting this week, we've decided to hold off on increasing hours in the wake of the surging cases. Due to increased staffing capacity, Vancouver's Parks and Recreation will now be offering additional opportunities for classes, camps, and homeschool activities this fall. All Parks and Recreation youth activities follow current COVID-19 guidelines outlined by public health officials. Registration for adult and youth activities is now open on the city's website. Of course, access to most city services is also available by phone, email, or web. For the most current information on what is and isn't open, please visit the city's website. Clark County announced this week that more support is on the way for landlords and renters impacted by the pandemic. Referrals for 800 additional eligible low-income households to receive rent assistance, including past owed rent payments, will open on Monday, August 23rd at noon. Find links and instructions for how to apply on the screen. Despite the steady flow of funding, the demand for assistance in Clark County remains extremely high. Federal funding for rental assistance is being received and managed by Clark County and distributed through local service providers to eligible low-income households as quickly as capacity becomes available. Additional spots for assistance are scheduled to open on September 13th, September 27th, and October 18th. Please find more information through the Council for the Homeless's website. Tenants seeking information about their rights should contact the Clark County Volunteer Lawyers Program or Northwest Justice Project's CLEAR program. In addition to renters and landlords, small businesses have not gained immunity to the ongoing economic impacts of the pandemic. Earlier this year, Vancouver City Council approved extending a program to issue refunds on City of Vancouver business license surcharge fees through March 2022. This program provides direct relief to businesses most heavily impacted by pandemic-related closures and capacity restrictions, such as restaurants, bars, fitness and training facilities, movie theaters, and bowling alleys. I'm pleased to report that the city has issued $23,850 in refunds to eligible local businesses to date. And each month, based on their city business license expiration dates, we have mailed notices about the surcharge refund program to existing and new license holders that could potentially meet the criteria for the refund. can learn more about eligibility and how to apply for the refund at the link on the screen. Small business owners can also find a current list of local, private, federal small business recovery resources on the city's website. So make sure to check the page regularly as it's updated often. Thank you so much for joining me for today's update. And remember, your choices now can make all the difference in the trajectory of this virus. We've proven tools to slow down this pandemic and move forward. It's up to each of us to use those tools. Thank you, Vancouver, for making the choice to vax up.